I want to show you guys something, okay? So I made a video. I made a YouTube video, and it's basically talking about Stinky Breath Cleave, which in my opinion is one of the dumbest comps in the game. The way you win is just absolutely ridiculous. This is Stinky Breath Cleave.
He is mute. IBF.
He's in big trouble. I'm healing him.
Okay, IPI you. Dark Arc.
Oppressive roar, oppressive roar.
Oh.
They're all dead.
Healer.
Oh my god. Nice, dude. All right, so you guys can check out this video if you want, but in the comment sections, man, I like both these people. The fact that PI haste buff makes the initial hit of Dragon Breath do more DPS is terrible. I agree with this 100%. It's been like this though since the beta. This is something that I've complained about since the beta. It makes no sense. In addition, they get Dark Archangel 15% more DPS. Haste buff shouldn't make the initial DPS of Fire Breath hit harder. I agree the comp is absolutely disgusting, but the interaction just doesn't make sense. Yeah, 100%. PI is just crazy. PI is just really, really dumb. But I think it's also an evoker problem. It's not just the, like, it's not just a PI problem. And listen, I love Devastation. I just want to point this. I love Devastation Evoker. I fully understand that Devastation Evoker can only win by one-shotting. But I think that's terrible. I think that's stupid, personally. Like, I get that if you nerf Devastation Evoker's one-shot and didn't compensate them, they would be the worst class in the game by far. And I know that they only have one 3v3 comp right now that does anything. I know. All right. But I also think that the spikiness of damage on Evoker is completely ridiculous. All right. So then Pizza Dog says before, I think Pizza Dog, is he the DK that you play with? Buddha? He told me that he commented. Yeah. So I want to go over his comments. So he says, number one, he says, before everyone starts calling out for Devastation Evoker nerfs. So this guy is like, I think this is funny because he's like, whoa, this video, bro, don't nerf us. He goes, there's an unintentional interaction between Power Infusion and Fire Breath. It's not unintentional. It's not unintentional. So this is not unintentional that haste increases the damage of Fire Breath. That's just how the spell is made. Like, it's not an accident that it does that. It's stupid that it does that, but it's not an accident. It's not unintentional. He says, these are rank 1 players playing the comp, and these games are below 2500 MMR, when the top players are currently playing around 3K to 3100 MMR. Okay. Dude, the highest rated player, so basically what he's trying to say is like, oh, these are just really low rated games. We played the comp for 2 hours and got up to 2700 MMR. I haven't played threes on my Evoker the entire season. We'd never played together, and we got up to 2700 MMR, okay? Within a couple hours of playing. So that's the first exaggeration. The second exaggeration is nobody's 3100. What is he talking about? Like, bro. There's not a single person that's 3100. The highest rated player in the entire game is Sidu right now, and he's 2975. Come on, dude. To pretend like the highest games that are going on, okay, there's one person with that 3060 MMR, a single person? Come on, that's like most of the high rated game I played yesterday, and a lot of like the best players in the entire region, like most of them are between like at like 2900 MMR is like pretty much where like most of the best people are. They're around like 2900, maybe 3K. 3100 is a bit of an exaggeration. Devastation Evoker is extremely underrepresented. This is 100% true. It's an underrepresented spec in PvP, and some nerfs that are too harsh without consideration could completely destroy the spec. You know, it is true, but I swear this comp, this Frosty K Devastation Evoker comp is actually crazy. Like, it's a situation where you take two of like the worst, I guess, specs. I don't even know if you call them the worst specs. Like, Devastation Evoker is definitely really bad. You take two really bad specs, you put them together, and it actually makes a tier 1 comp. Like, for sure, this comp is not like, oh, you know, it's actually a really good comp. Devastation Evoker is extremely underrepresented. Yeah, I agree. Some nerfs that are too harsh without compensation would completely destroy. This third point, I completely agree with. Devastation Evoker is terrible in any other PvP situation besides playing with a Frosty K and 3v3. Agreed, 100%. So if Blizzard is going to nerf Evokers, they should nerf the interaction between Power Infusion and Fire Breath. The comp is anywhere near the scare without abusing damage modifiers such as Dark Archangel and Power Infusion. I feel like this is a bit disingenuous because he plays this comp without a priest. So if they did nerf PI and Dark Archangel and that's all they nerfed, it actually wouldn't affect the team that plays this at the highest rating at all. Which is a bit troll. So basically what I said is, this is how I responded. I said, I think they need to change Devokers. Mastery is far too powerful of a stat and creates enormous swings in damage, creating an all or nothing one-shots with crits and Spellweaver's dominance. You can legitimately take a Living Flame from 40k to over 200,000 with all the modifiers. It's completely absurd. I love Devoker and would be super happy if it was viable outside of the comp, but the fundamentals of how it deals damage needs to change. PI isn't a bug as far as I know. It's been like this since beta. It's just weird. Intended interactions, that's broken with disc. That being said, this comp still thrives without a disc. One of the highest teams plays without Mistweaver, which is apparently you guys. Evoker needs a complete rework. It's completely awful, and the only way for it to be viable is cheesing people and being toxic. I agree, 100%. Which sucks because it's actually fun to be a little dwagon, you know? It's really fun to be a dwagon and fly around and have fun. But the way it is really, really cheese, man. It's so dumb. What is this? Living Flame. How the hell is... I hit a 337,000 Living Flame with Cheese Evoker build and double killed with Cleaving. What the fuck? 337,000? He's accidentally killed the other guy with Cleaving 245,000? That's insane. Well, to be fair, we were talking with Party Waffles who played with a Disc Priest, talking strats, and they literally kill through big CDs. Yeah, but I mean, I've also killed so many players that I haven't actually targeted or attacked just by... Yep. Oh, I know. Dude, I mean, just channeling Disintegrate. Like, if you have Dragon Rage up and you're just channeling Disintegrate, which is one of your spenders, you have a chance to just proc an Eternity Surge that does 100,000+ damage. Dev legit seems like a one-button spec. Well, it's not a one-button spec, but I mean, I don't... Kinda? I mean... Kinda is and it isn't. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's just really weird. The way they designed it, I feel like until they nerf their mastery, there's no, like, moving forward. The mastery is just completely ridiculous. I don't even have that. Here, let me put on my dev gear. So with my devastation gear, I have low mastery, 84% mastery, and this is literally an 84% damage modifier. Like, people have 90, which literally with Dragon Rage increases your damage by 90%. That's crazy. Plus Shattering Star is another 20% damage. Yeah, they don't have enough damaging abilities. Yeah, they kind of don't. I don't really know what they could. So what do they have? They have Eternity Surge. They have 2 big damage buttons, which is like, you keep up Fire Breath, which I like. You have Eternity Surge, which I like. Azure Strike is just like, I don't know, it doesn't do anything. Just a button you press to snare and build up your Charge Blast and fish for procs. Then you have Living Flame, which you kind of cheese. You heal with Living Flame a lot. I feel like this shit is really toxic too. Scarlet Adaptation is like really, really cheesy for dev. Yeah, you can get Essence procs, yeah, so you basically use this so you can get more Disintegrates out. Disintegrate is like what you're doing most of the game, just pressing Disintegrate over and over and over. And other than that, like everything's, yeah. Definitely feels like the spec needs some love. I don't know, it's just a weird spec. It's like fun though, I don't know. The things that I do like about Evoker is the kit like actually encouraged, well, kind of. I was gonna say, I like, at least at the beginning with Evoker, you like, having the short range actually encourages you to like be up in their face, you know? Like, I like that it's kind of like an aggressive caster that is actually like really incentivized to like play in and do stuff, you know what I mean? I like that about it.